Good afternoon, everybody. We're back in Minecraft again today, and just working a little bit on this. Don't have any specific plan today. Um, I'd like to get the wall built for the main building in the middle. Um, to give myself an idea of what I need to continue to do here. What what we're gonna need to finish this build off with. So the idea really is to have this wall be like the outside of the Shinra building. Now, if anybody's ever played Final Fantasy, you know that the whole central building is surrounded by a train, um, which are in Bedrock, are extremely difficult to make. Now, what I'm going to do instead is basically just make a train track here, like a mining cart, and it's going to circle around to all the different areas that we're going to make, and then it will also start to go up and eventually go all the way to the top. So just like in the game, it's just going to circle around over and over again until it gets to the top. And then at the top, we're going to go right up to this right here. That'll be where the train track ends. And the main part of the Shinra building begins. So all of this will be the undercore of the Shinra building. And but to get started with any of this, I think I'm going to have to get my axe out and go ahead and start cutting down some trees around here. Clearing all this up. Man, I hate to take down these towers. I did work pretty hard on them, but they are just not going to fit in with this build. So I'm going to grab some tools. I'm going to get to cutting down these trees, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go from there. Let's go ahead and get a bed out. You know, I planted all these cherry trees for a reason at some point, and I can't remember why I did it. I think I just needed a lot of cherry to finish the tree that goes up to the center of that building, but that's just not going to happen anymore. So I can't imagine what I'm going to use this for, but maybe I'll use it to make treasure chest or something with. But I think I can find a use for most everything. Or maybe future builds or... I'm loving this Efficiency 5 axe. It makes things so much easier. Oh, of course. Okay. we'll just chop all this stuff down real quick and... Forgot where I put my bed. Oh, there's a lot of these trees over here. You know, at one point I used to like these trees, but now they're just annoying. The way they grow is extremely annoying. You know, I'm going to pull up this sapling so it doesn't actually grow. Alright, did I get all the pieces? I did not. Alright. Yeah, you gotta make sure you get all the pieces out so these things will actually go away. The last one. Should be... Oh no, I missed them. That should take care of it. Alright. As these things drop freaking saplings like crazy. That's... Ugh. Alright, we're gonna give that time to... Let's get a shulker here to throw all this extra stuff in. I'll drop it in the sorting system a little later. Oh no, I missed one. Can I get it from here? Okay, that'll take care of that then. Another thing that I need to do is this wall that I so painstakingly built has to come down too. And I could probably go ahead and get that done tonight as well. While these things fall, I actually do not care if some of that stuff despawns. Let me grab my axe again and... started on this. At one point this served a purpose, but that purpose is no longer needed now that everything's lit up, and I'm going to be building over here anyway. So it's literally just in the... yeah, it's literally just in the, now that it's lit up, I mean, it's just going to be in the way. And instead of taking a little piece down at a time, I might as well just take the whole thing down. That was done by an Enderman. Those guys have been a pain in my butt now for a while. Oops. I know I said I didn't care if this stuff despawns, but I think I can throw saplings in a composter to make some bone meal, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing with just about all this moss and everything. So yeah, just tonight we're just doing a bunch of busy work. Let's make sure this area is still lit up because I do not want a creeper just to sneak up behind me. That would piss me off. There's a lot of torches just on the ground over here. So this little project of mine that I started is kind of turning into a more of a community project. People on the server. So I've got the server administrator and another Twitch streamer helping me out, and they are doing some building, but they're not currently active. We didn't talk about it too much today. Actually, I didn't even plan on streaming tonight. I just saw that I had time, and I thought maybe I could just hop on for an hour or something, do some little busy work that I needed to get done. So the next time I get on, I could just go into terraforming. I mean, there's some things I need to do as far as like there's some things I need to do around the outside as well, as far as terraforming and stuff goes. So we just need to stop like delaying doing it and just do it. You know, I love building so much, but this busy work's got to be done too, and so I'll use these nights where I don't have too much going on to take care of that. And then once we get all this stuff cleared off, we're gonna, these frog lights, just gonna distribute them all over the place so we can make sure we're spawn proof, and I don't have to put and then I can get rid of some of these torches out here as well. I say that right as I lay down another torch, but whatever. So all these frog lights were here. They don't really match anything, but that's just what I had in my hand at the time, is because there were so many things spawning right on the outside of this wall. And then Enderman would pull the freaking moss pieces up, the moss blocks up, which in turn would make, like, creepers were getting in and things like that, which I don't mind the zombies as much, but the creepers and skeletons really kind of tick me off. Creepers just because they'll blow up whatever it is you're working on, and then skeletons because they just, you know, they just shoot you no matter what. I mean, this area is pretty well lit now. We've cleared out all the trees, which was causing the spawning, so we should be good over here. I'll keep an eye on it. If anything spawns, then I'll just do what I need to do. But everything looks like it's lit pretty well over here. I think that torches give off a light source of 12, so I'm not seeing anything that's really popping out to me as. And I just kind of eyeball it. I don't really count where I put my torches. I just throw them down and then pick them up if I don't need them later. Once I start laying down all the frog lights, they'll come up pretty quick. Making this wall right here and doing all this is literally why I built a moss farm in the first place. To see it all go, it's fine. I guess at some point I need to go down there and explore that cave. That's a really long way down there. We're pretty good. Oh man. Yep, so sorry if you tuned in seeing some cool, wanted to see some builds or something like that, or redstone. It's just busy work tonight. I'll hopefully get back to a regular stream schedule this coming week. It'll mostly be at night, and I'm thinking it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I will be streaming simultaneously with Angel Coin, so you could watch either of our channels if you have the ability to watch both channels at once. That'd be great. Give us both a view. Make sure to chat. Where is he? I hear a zombie. Oh, there must be a cave underneath me. Okay. I guess there's nothing really to be worried about unless he gets out here and attacks me, and then I'll just kill him. It's so weird seeing all this stuff that I started on in the past, like this road right here. I had always had good intentions, but I never really had a lot of direction. So now I have a lot of direction. I have a goal in mind. I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna learn a lot of redstone skills along the way, and just general building skills. Hopefully improve on those, because that's what people like to see, right? They like to see that redstone, and they like to see building. What they don't like to see is somebody jib-jabbering away while taking out moss blocks and bamboo blocks with an axe. And I don't think I went to the other side. No? Okay. Ooh, I wonder if there's copper in here. I do need some copper. Aha! Copper. I will need a bunch of copper. Other stuff can kind of just hang out there. We can come get that later. That should probably just a bunch of... Yeah, okay. Let's go drop this off. That is going to take care of all those walls I need to get rid of. I do not know why I came down here. I don't even know if this is still connected. Okay, it is. Why am I using my furnaces instead of my super smelter? Because I want the XP to fix my weapons. So, let me make sure I'm holding one. What? I just learned something new to craft, and it involves a nugget. Okay. Ooh, more stuff I can take to my bartering farm. Alright. Drop this off. And there's more gold right here, but I'm not going to the bartering farm tonight. So we're going to drop this off right here. Another project I have planned is I got all these farms, right? So I got all these farms. We got this bamboo farm right here. We got this. We got this sugarcane farm. And I have to manually collect all this stuff. I'll drop it into here. So what I think I'm going to do is connect all these with a water tube. And then I want them to go down here to where these copper golems are. I'll probably, I mean, if I can figure out if I can go above the top here and drop it off like in here, which I believe, yeah, if I could just go straight through and just drop it off, but I need to go up there with it. So we'll have to go all the way at the top and drop that off in there so it can be sorted. And then what I'll probably have to do is because I do want all my copper golems connected, so we'll have that go in there, and then we'll get rid of this overflow chest, which, yeah, it's got stuff in it. And we'll get some, we may get something to dump it out in a water tube here to go collect in a chest to start another thing of copper golems going out this way. But I can't really go that far out that way, I think, because there is a lot of redstone out there. So maybe if I went out the back way here, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got some time. Let's just run up here. I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff. These do. Okay, yes, they do. So we'll let that go. I'm gonna go collect that other stuff we got a little earlier. And, oh, it's dark. So I'll collect that. Oh, I do need to check to make sure nothing's spawning over here. So there's one area that looks suspiciously dark, but that's over there next to that big freaking hole. We'll leave that be. Every time those little icons pop up, I think there's something next to me. I think... yeah, I think we're pretty good over here. Okay. Okay. Oh, we got... Gibbs must be sleeping. mean, at some point I'm going to need to start that wall up again and go ahead and fix this little snafu over here. I can't quite figure out how to do it. I think I'm just going to have to move these out, like starting one block, because it looks like it's got to go out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out. I think the wall's going to be big enough that you're not going to be able to tell that difference unless you're looking directly down on it. That kind of thing happens when you're just counting blocks and putting them down. It sucks, I know, but it is what it is. I'll figure it out. This is section 8. So the next plan is to go ahead and get... So once we finish with sector 8, and we're getting close, I would say we're probably 60% done with the structures. I've got to build some stuff. I haven't decided if I'm going to cover up this farm, if I'm going to move it. I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't think I'm going to cover it either. I think I like the way it looks that way, so we're probably just going to leave it. I'm going to figure out something cool for this. I think I'm just gonna because there's enough light under there that it shouldn't matter as far as things grow, and I can add some light bulbs. It's not a big deal, but I'll probably just replace a lot of this glass with moss blocks. And that way it'll give it a more natural look. I don't actually ever have to get in there. So, I mean, the thing just does its own thing. So, there's no reason for me to go in there. And the bees, I'll probably use a series of, like, maybe some... I'll probably leave the glass, but use like maybe some trapdoors or something. Except I won't be able to use trapdoor. I may have to alternate between glass and the doors. But let me go grab this. Let me toss this egg. And we're just gonna take that. That there. Because the bees don't need light per se, they just only work during the daytime, so that'll be some bone meal we could use in the future. I could possibly build a little structure on there, but this is like so close together right here. I don't really want to do that. Once again, there's plenty of lights for these cactuses to grow, so I don't know. I may just cover that up. That's not going to bother me too much, but I want to connect this collection system to this one over here. Hopefully that's not... I think that may be too far down, though. That collection system's a little deeper, so I'll probably have to run it a different way into here. Hey, that more. Okay. So let's take a look at outside. Let's discuss what we're going to do out here. I didn't build this big fancy hallway just not to use it, right? Of course, this big fancy hallway is not done, but I like how it's turning out. This way, and this is going to be the entrance to the interior wall. So this will all be open, and you know what I may do? I may go ahead and You know what? I am going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. But let's just walk outside here and figure out what we're going to do. So, hey, it's that wall. I'm going to leave the wall out here for now. But what I want to do is, so Midgar is refining Mako. And on the outside of the wall on each section, there's going to be a reactor on this side. So I kind of want to show that same kind of grayish blue things out here that's kind of creeping out like in all directions. So I'm probably going to use like not just I'll probably start with gray moss and the stone like I've been doing. Maybe not the different kinds of stones, but just like stone to add a little bit of different texture in it. And then like use netherrack with the blue blue grass on top of it to come out, and then eventually start fading into the dirt and the green. And then I'm gonna this whole lake right here. I want to redo the interior of that. Um, very similar to what I've seen on Hermitcraft by using wood to make it look like more of like a general flow into the water, like a beachy kind of thing. Now I know over here where I'm looking, there's like it's an ice biome. That is what it is. I'm not super concerned about that right now. But since this is technically the front of Midgar right here, like, so let's see, where is it? Basically, I'm taking a stab here. No, actually, this is the center right here. This is the center pointing out that way. Cuckoo. So this will be the front going out over here. Now, what version of Midgar am I going to build? Am I going to build the one just a normal city, like at the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, or the one toward the end that's got the big cannon on it? I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. So, let me grab some materials. This wall thing should be pretty easy to make. I hope I didn't screw that. Okay, good. It should be pretty easy to make. It's basically just gonna be, well, heck, it's probably just gonna be deep slate, right? That's gonna make the most sense. And that way I can seal this off. And all right, let me go get some deep slate. Is it cobbled? Yeah, it's cobbled deep slate. So I got a bunch of this out here. Literally would have been better if I went the other way, but whatever. I just love how this is starting to look over here. I need cobble deep slate. There's some there. I like taking the partial stacks so I can clear up more space, because I do have a tendency to just drop this stuff wherever. We'll just take some regular deep slate too to add a little bit of contrast. And I don't think that looks like all I have out here. So, okay, that'll be fine because this is plenty. Let's go up here. The new stairs I just built. I'm having a little creative block with these stairs because I didn't want to build buildings over here because I don't really think there's a lot of room to make a building. Maybe right here we can make the path a little smaller, or move the path over this way. I could probably put a building there, which is something I may do. But I really want to just pile like junk and boxes up over here. So I kind of did that with some barrels, but just kind of wanted to look kind of scrapyardish right here. And I don't really know how to do that, or at least I haven't come up with any good way to do that without it just looking like I just piled a bunch of random blocks down, which is not that's not the goal I want here. So, okay. So this is the edge, so we're gonna go bump bump. I think like that is probably, we'll go ahead and do that as well. And what we're going to do is we're simply going to bring this build straight out this way. It's not going to look great, and I may change the top of it. I may change the top when I get up there. We'll see. Like, it's not great, but I do want to block this off, and I want to give Angel a room to finish her warehouse here without blocking this. And I will leave a section open so we can get in and out, so it's going to be easier to walk back and forth. So we'll just leave it open like that. We can go in here, boom. And I don't think that's going to look too bad. We'll see what she does with the building right there. I'm kind of hoping she kind of takes it all the way out. But if she doesn't, that's not a big deal. I really like what she's done here. So, cool. I brought that over here to do contrast. I didn't even do contrast. So roughly, the terraforming for this place is all going to be the same. Underneath the plate, which the plate is this right here, it's all going to be moss, stone, cobblestone, different versions of stone. Mainly, like, I may throw in a full pale oak tree in spots. I kind of want to keep this, like, with, I kind of want to keep it to where it looks kind of slummy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of want to get the feeling that the people down here, like, they could be happy, right? Living their life, but maybe they know there's something better, but right now they're just kind of stuck where they are, and they're just making the most out of it. That's kind of what I want to do here. Angela really did a bang-up job with these banners. So, and I know we've got this, so it kind of looks like the entrance, and I haven't decided if I'm going to make an entrance outside or not. I mean, I'm going to have to, right? Just practicality's sake, I'm going to have some sort of entrance to get in, but I don't think I want it to be too close to this entrance, which is the main entrance. This entrance is going to go to the Shinra building and have access to behind the wall and stuff like that. So you're going to go in here, boom. You'll have this. Now, I may, I think that wall is around right here. I'm not sure. So I may, because I need to have access to the wall to go in the other way. I mean, that's not important, right? Because we're going to be able to go all the way around. So what I may do is, in this side of the wall right here, is just come through here, which is right next to that right there. Just kind of boom, 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 right? And now we're in here, and I could actually extend this wall out a little bit. I don't need it to go right there because of, nope, that's not a good idea. Nope. That is not a good idea. I do not want it to be right next to that skulk. That'll look too weird. So what I may do is just... Oh, I'll just build stairs up right here to go across. Yeah, and then go down the other side. That's easy. I can do that. It's not hard at all. And then we can close this up. And I'm thinking about making... Because right here the front of Midgar, there's going to be a big, huge uh, reactor right here, right? A big Mako reactor, and I kind of did a mini one over there, but it's going to be a big Mako reactor. It's going to be kind of like this. And each side's going to have like things like this that's just like around the reactor. So it's going to be connected by like tubes and stuff with green glowy stuff. So I don't want to make the door near that. So it actually does need to be halfway between. Um, so we got the entrance to the Shinra building right there. And maybe we do have, like, we just come down here, and before we get to this, maybe there's an entrance right here. I don't know. I don't know. But I think we're doing a good job of like capturing the kind of feel I want down here. Like we got some blues and greens, we got things growing, some weird plants. That's plant's gonna have to be cut down a little bit. These trees, everything's kind of drab. There is some offsetting color, which is why I like that. The lamps don't necessarily match. We've got the soul lamps, we got copper lamps, we got regular lamps, we got copper bulbs that we can turn off and on. We got this stand here that I'm actually needing to move villagers in, and I can't. I want to kind of do that pretty soon. Before, I mean, I may have built too much already, but the villagers are right on the other side of that wall. I can put them in some mining carts and get 2 or 3 of them back here with some beds. Um, That way they can, of course, I'll have to make it to where they can't get out. So I'll have to build these fence posts. Oh, no. No, I don't have to do that. I can just put slabs. I can just put slabs up right here. That'll work. That way they can't get out. And then, we'll put, I don't even know what kind of villages I want in there. I actually don't even care which kind. I just need room for beds. We'll probably only put maybe 2 in here, maybe 3. So we've got, we can get a bed right here. There's 1 and 2. No, well, it looks like we'll only have room for 2. I mean, I could pull the bars up on these windows, but I don't know if I like that. Or I could extend this in to the building behind, but now I'm getting a little too carried away with like moving things because this is right even with that door, and I don't want to do that. I may just drop them in there and just drop a couple beds because 1, 2 beds, that'd be plenty. I don't think that. I mean, I guess I could. No. I mean, what does it look like if I get rid of this? Okay, I don't like the way that looks. So I like it. I prefer it like that. So we'll do 1 bed here. 1 bed here. And then they will be able to. You can trade with them, do whatever. So there'll definitely be 2 in here. And the other thing is over here, once we get the sections are done and everything's been blocked off where people can't get in or out, I am going to release some villagers over here. We're going to decorate the inside of these buildings. We're going to put some beds in. We're going to bring our build to life using real villagers. And so basically probably what I'm going to do is I know I've got some green shirt villagers. Those are probably the ones I'm going to use for over here. I haven't quite decided yet, but I am. So what I don't want them doing is like wandering around like way far away. We're gonna try to keep them all contained in the living section because I don't really want them in here. You know, it's already a big pain as some of my villagers already gotten away, but I mean I haven't decided 100% that's what I'm going to do. And then I also don't want them in my my farm over here, because once I turn that farm on, you know, it'll push the villagers all over the place, and I don't know. I don't want them to get stuck there. Maybe putting villagers in here is a bad idea. Let's see. But right now, I mean, I don't really know either way what I'm going to do. But it's just something in the future. So yeah, I think we've really captured this. So if let's just do a big tour here. So we come in, blue, walk down here. Oh, it's a blue tree. Blue. And then, you know, you take a left, and you're walking over here by the wall, and you notice you got this little hut here. It's small. This guy right here, he's minimizing, like he's living the life of a minimalist. And you got this right here. It's like, oh my God, this is abandoned, and look, they left stuff all over the floor. They didn't even sweep. Their landlord's gonna be pissed. Then we got this guy here who just pulled this out of the water. He's kind of living the life here. He's got a pretty nice interior of his home. The tallest freaking tree I've ever seen grow before in my life. He's got like waterfront property here. They got all these bits and bobs. We got this that actually flows down into a cave system, but I do need to get some wax and start waxing this stuff, and getting some bone meal. So let's keep on the tour. So we got some like cloths hanging up here. We got this house. He's burning his stove. It's smoking at the top out of his chimney. Got his power line connecting here. Come down through here. We got this second house is connected. It's a bit smaller, but it's still pretty good size. Come around the other big blue tree. So this guy right here, this is one of those tiny spaces. He's just maximizing all his space. Right. We got our two-story structure here that's going to give us a way up to the top. Now I don't know if I like the way that looks or not, but we may keep it that way. I don't know. But we started doing power cables, so those are all connected, so it shows all that. We've got air conditioning unit up here. What's under this? Oh, that's what's under there. Okay. So that gives us a little bit of upper level here on this, and you know, what I'm thinking about doing is actually just adding some railings to the top of this, and just like, hey, and like maybe there's a bridge that goes over to that house right there, which I think would be kind of dope. I just heard a bat. Okay. We got this first lamp right here. This house, this is a big house right here. This house is nice. Like, you know, this is where Mayor lives, man. Mayor man. There's smaller stuff in here. Yeah. So I think we've done a pretty good job of capturing the kind of vibe I was going for here. Got this house right here, another two-story house. This is going to lead up to the top. And a walkway down. So, you know, you ever played the original Final Fantasy VII, well, especially remake, you know that, like, there's, like, it's not just here, but it's like the roofs of houses. So we're going to connect some things we're gonna make it look, you know, like they're just walking everywhere, and it's gonna look pretty rad. I really like I said, I like the way that this is all coming together. Like, it looks really good. Um, I mean, I took like a 2 month break from Minecraft, and you know, I was talking to a couple of my friends, and we decided like, you know, hey, we can do this. Like, let's just build stuff. So, well, the idea is, yeah, we're going to be 8 sections. This is section 8. This is one we're all working on, and then section 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7 I am going to do because those are the ones that are most referenced in the game. 5 having the church, 6 having Wall Market, and 7 having Seventh Heaven. 1, 2, 3, and 4, big deal, right? So we're coming up with different things we can do for those sections. Section 1 is going to be pretty easy to do because I've already got a ton of buildings. So basically, it's going to be rebuilding the buildings, meaning like this guy right here, and it's fine because I don't really use the building, but that wall is going to come right through here, and the sections, each section's supposed to be separate. So this building right here, at least to this point, has got to go. Now, am I going to keep this guy in here sorting just the stuff that I get out of my farm, and apparently just a big thing of dirt that he has there? I mean, dude, are you just... Drop the dirt. I wonder if I clear out something. Let me clear out this and let him drop that dirt in there. What are these anyway? Are these beetroot seeds? Oh, Jesus. I don't know why those are separate anyway. I don't need beets for anything. Alright. So you can't find it. What are you going to do with it? Yeah, that's right. Keep looking, buddy. Work your way down. You're going to find that empty chest. Look at that. Look how good you are. You figured out a place to put a freaking block of dirt. Congratulations. So yeah, so he sorts all the stuff that comes from the farm. And once again, that's just something I'm gonna just have to connect to my sorting system down here. That way all of this stuff is like together. Like it comes through here, and I don't know, but this will be sector 1 right here, and it's gonna go halfway, like over where those 3 blocks are. It'll be that. I think it's that middle block. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure it out. Actually, I think it's gonna be halfway through there, so it's gonna go right through here, and then which is gonna contain most of the village. I mean, it's eventually going to contain the whole village, but I'm going to have to do some things with the wall. My wool farm. I wonder how the wool farm is doing. It's been a while since I've been over here. I mean, they're still sorting, so they got to have something in there, right? I mean, I can lock that hopper. Right, that is locked, isn't it? It's just not. I mean, I'll be pissed if it's just not working, because that will frustrate me to no end. Okay, so this is locked. Okay, that's fine. Leave it locked for now. So yeah, we'll come. This is about the middle over here, so it'll go boom. And this is sector 1. This is going to be super easy. This is basically just a bunch of terraforming, getting rid of trees, um, probably redoing a lot of this sandstone, relocating bees, things of that sort. Um, it is supposed to be the agricultural section, so we may like gonna be have maybe like brighter lights at the top, and we're gonna kind of make this a little more cheery. We may not do much with the buildings. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is the very first build I ever did was over here. So like all this pyramid and Egyptian type stuff. That's the first thing I ever did in Minecraft was over here. That little port, um, that Sphinx, that statue, all of this. That was my first base right there. All of this stuff was some of the first things I did in Minecraft. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to just completely demolish it. So I think I'm probably going to leave a lot of the buildings looking the same. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Just leave the buildings look the same. Now this, we'll probably do this because I started a little project down here, but that's before I realized how big of a pain it was to do stuff. And I didn't have as much space as I thought I would. But I may use it as a secret tunnel to get out of the wall. Yeah, I was going to do like a backrooms kind of like tunnel system down here with like yellow and everything. But when I first started, there wasn't a lot of yellow. Um, and then the swamp area, this will be, so that's section 1. Section 2, this all going to fall in section 2. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave it up to whoever does section 2. Let them do whatever they will. I would love them to leave this pyramid, but and then section 3, so that's 1, 2, and I think section 3 is one that I'm kind of excited about. So we're going to go over to this other blue line here. Holy Jesus. I'm planted way too much bamboo over here. We may actually leave this water in here. Go up the stairs. That'll probably be the easiest thing to do. Oh, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with this road. I'm going to leave it, but it's definitely going to change. Like, these trees are going to go down. They're going to be replaced with something else. Um, and this will just be a main thoroughfare. This is probably going to be part of the train system. So it'll go choo 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 all the way up here. I may have trains coming in straight from the reactors, kind of like they do in the video game. But that may be all that's replaced over here. But if you go out here and you see this little cyan wool here, and off to the right of it's going to be sector 3, right? And so you see what's in sector 3? That's right. It's just a bunch of water. And it's going to go right there. So we've got this. You bring your imaginary line down through here, like where I'm standing, like a diagonal, like, ooh. So you got this land, you got that little bit of land, and that's got to go. I'm thinking a sort of like a steampunkish type fort. You know, like not a fort, a port. You know, with ships in the water. You know, because they do travel by ships in there too, and the ships in Final Fantasy VII are super cool. So what we want to do is we want to keep the water out, build a port right here. Maybe there are stairs coming up from the port into this main building right here, the main part of the Shinra building. I mean, this isn't even the right sector. This isn't sector 3, but maybe the stairs come up this way. I mean, when you get into the middle, there's really no sector. It's just the Shinra building, right? The Shinra building. And it's going to be pretty big. So you can see my sorting system right there. The Shinra building, the bottom floor, is going to house all of my new farms, my smelter, and my sorting system. And it's going to be pretty intricate. Right now, I'm just using this area to farm wood and things of that sort. This special, whatever this brown stuff is, I need a bunch of that. But yeah, maybe we have that thing going all the way up here, and then like you walk into the Shinra building, and then all this is like in a tunnel. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And Sector 4. That's right, right. 1, 2. This is 3, and this is 4, so this is Sector 4 right here. Where I'm standing. I'm standing in Sector 4. I haven't decided what is this. I may just give complete license to whoever does it. And then, right as we're done with Sector 4, the second half will be Sector 5. I'm going to build me a nice church over there. Aerith's church was in Sector 5. So that's what we're going to do. Sector 6, we're going to build a fun wall market with neon lights and all sorts of fun stuff. And then Sector 7, it'll pretty much be close to Sector 8, but we're going to build some stuff like, the big thing is 7th Heaven. I know there's not a lot of room to put everything from the game in. There really isn't. I mean, yeah, we could have, but because this is survival and not creative, it would have taken us forever to finish, and it would be more than just 3 people could handle. And the people that did it would have to be very familiar with Final Fantasy VII. So since I'm having to kind of explain my vision to people and have them help me put it together, you know, I don't want somebody to feel like they're not contributing well enough, you know. Oh, there's copper right there. So right now, I think we're doing pretty good. We got the center, this pillar right here. That kind of marks where we're going to stop building. I think this next week, what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the outline down for the building, the bottom part of the Shinra building. Really, the bottom part of the Shinra building is this level right here. Like, this is... Shoot. So that right there, that's the bottom part of the Shinra building, right? We're going to redo the interiors of that. We're going to make it kind of neat. But put some office spaces in there and everything. Probably take out these balconies and everything. But this is really the first level of the Shinra building. This is just kind of the basement. And the basement's where all the neat stuff happens with like in the game. It's like the simulators and like where they do the weapons development and stuff like that. So that's kind of why we have this. And this is probably going to get expanded. And then we got this mini Mako pit right here that we've kind of used like endless glass on. Unfortunately, in Bedrock, there's really no mod like that helps you here. Like, it really isn't. But this right here that I'm looking at straight down, that goes all the way down to Bedrock. Yep. It's not finished yet. I just kind of stopped right here because that's where I wanted to stop with it. So the edges, the interior, you know, I've got some things to do over here, but I just kind of did it as a test to make sure it was going to look okay if I did it in the big reactors. And we'll have it where the little sprites are coming out, and then I'm probably at the bottom of each one of these. I'm gonna put a beacon, so we got lights just shining out of it. And then this will extend all the way out and be a huge smokestack at the top. But actually, with this one in particular, I probably won't do that. I'm probably just going to put some like copper grating over top of it, so it looks like somebody's, they're walking over it and studying it. Um, but that's just basically under the plate. Now you got to keep. Oh, look at the new chicken. So, but that's just the bottom of the plate. That's the slums area, right? That's sectors 1 through 8. So we also have some other things going on, right? We've got the Shinra build. We talked about that a little bit. And then we have the Shinra build that's on top of the plate. And not only that, we have the top of the plate for each sector. Now, I think that's going to be much easier because it's just, that I think that's just going to be much easier. It's flat. There's not a lot of terraforming up there to do. We're just basically going to I'll probably just map out a road system and just assign spots for people to build in. And then the other thing, once we're done with all that, let me walk back outside here. Then we gotta do this. If you've played Final Fantasy VII, you know that Midgar extends out past the wall. It looks like it's expanding, so it's kind of been built, and they've kind of just stopped. Am I going to do that here? I have not decided yet. Um, we'll see what it's like after we're done with the interior of it. Because there's going to be stuff on top, and then the Shinra building's going to go up, and then in the sky at build limit, there's going to be a meteor. I'm gonna build it in the sky that's coming down toward Midgard, just like it is in the game. So I guess that answers my question. Am I going to put a big gun on it? I guess I have to if I'm going to do that because, I mean, that was in game, so I feel like I have to. But all right, well, guys, thanks for just hanging out and chatting with me tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I'm probably gonna do a little bit more busy work, but yeah, I'm thinking Tuesday evening. Uh, we'll probably be back on, and Thursday evening as well. And you guys all have a good day, and we'll see you soon.